Well, good evening, everyone, and welcome to our Monday evening community call. I'm your host this evening, Robin Blank Mascari. And oh my goodness, do we have a call tonight? This is a special one, a little different than usual because we had an amazing event on Saturday called Nova. So tonight we're going to do highlights from Nova. But before we do that, we typically get together, we celebrate successes and give success tips from people that are rank advancing. And we're going to do that first. And we're going to have a whole bunch of people share some very brief highlights from different sections of what happened in Nova. We're not going to tell you the whole thing because we want you to watch it if you haven't watched it. And so I'm going to jump in, and Gregory's going to bring up the newsletter because I want to share, bring on Coach Clarissa because she is going to introduce our special guest tonight who did a video because she's in Germany and it's the middle of the night right there. And she's a brand new director, and I'm going to let Clarissa introduce her for us. And then we're going to play a short video that she made for all of you. And that's so beautiful because she's with us. And in the morning calls, hopefully we'll get to hear from her directly. So Clarissa, Coach Clarissa, are you with us?
Yes, hello everyone. I'm so excited to introduce to all of you one of our strong and passionate leaders from Germany. I'm blessed to have personally sponsored my co athlete Anthony from the Philippines, and he sponsored her sister Kits from Germany, which happened to be one of our committed and awesome manager in our team. And because of Kit's commitment, she sponsored our newly promoted Director Theresa. Theresa, she is an ECE graduate, former tech sales engineer in UAE, full-time mompreneur, fitness and health advocate like me. She enjoys classic music and motivational and spiritual books, and she is married to Austrian and they have a wonderful son. So, join with me to celebrate her success, and I encourage you all to listen to some of her success tips. Let's all welcome our newly promoted director from Germany, Maria Theresa Hausstaetter.
Hello everyone, I'm Maria Theresa Hausstaetter and I'm currently residing here in Germany. So please accept my apology if I'm not be able to be on live with you today due to our time difference. But thank you, Coach Clarissa, for inviting me and giving me this opportunity to share my journey to everyone. So congratulations to all the members who made it to Rank Advance last month. And I would like to share mine. Maybe there are some audience here who just get started, yeah? So there are lots of wisdom strategies you can find, Google, YouTube, but this is my personal experience. So you might want to try it out if it suits you. And I would like to start with a decision, yeah? For me, it really starts with a decision. And there are two questions that I really want you to ask yourself, as it really helps me a lot to figure out things. So first question is, what do you want? I mean, why are you in Lifewave? Is it just because you wanted to be healthy, or you wanted to be wealthy, or you wanted both? So the reason why I asked this question is we wanted to know the goal, yeah? Because without the goal, we don't have direction, right? As Zig Ziglar said, it's lack of direction is the problem, not the lack of time. So, you know, I've been doing this for the past few months, and then I was like, okay, what's my goal? And you just suddenly, okay, you don't know where you're going because I didn't set a goal in the first place, isn't it? So that's the importance of that question. And the second question will be, are you ready to get out of your comfort zone? Yeah? So it sounds really, wow, it's big. Okay, what is out there outside the comfort zone? So it's a lot, but I can say for those people who's craving for more, will enjoy it. because to rank advance to director is not the same like in manager. It takes lots of responsibilities. I mean, I have to work with different people with different personalities. Yeah. So leadership is challenged me a lot. I mean, I can do. I mean, I'm working on my own most of the time, but if you rank advance, it's not all about me. It's all about the team. So I try to learn how to lead people, and it doesn't just come overnight, you know. With the daily activities, it develops. So I really suggest, like, if you are new in this business, start there, start right there if you really want to reach the senior presidential director. So yeah, it's the process, but it's the character as well. How do you react and act despite of challenges that you're gonna face out of your comfort zone, like rejections, frustrations, disappointments. It's a part of it. We just need to embrace the process because there is no smooth sailing. In the beginning, it's really challenging, but once you get used to it, I mean, in my experience, like, you crave for more. Like, okay, I did it. I'm ready for the next. Yeah. And just trust yourself. Believe in yourself. Once you answer these two questions, just go out there, be excited, and go get it. Whatever it takes, whatever you have to learn. I can tell you it's really worth it to do all these challenges. So there is one formula that I really, really like. Here it goes. It is your attitude more than your aptitude that determines your altitude. Yeah. So start with a decision and building yourself, and most importantly, get excited. Go out there, touch someone else's life, make some positive impact to someone else's life every day. Yeah. So that's all I can share, and I hope I add value to everyone, and have a great day. Ciao. Hello everyone.
Isn't that wonderful that we have a new director? I think she might be our first director in Germany, and it happened from someone knowing someone in the Philippines, knowing someone in Germany, and you never know how this is going to happen. And we are such a small world. There are many, many nuggets of success tips in that one. So I hope you are taking notes. Theresa, excited to get to know you and work with you. It's going to be so wonderful. So out of our comfort zone, are you ready to get out of your comfort zone? And I noticed that Daniel said, yes, he is. So thank you so much, Coach Clarissa, for bringing on Theresa. That was wonderful. We really like to highlight all our leaders, and boy, she's an amazing one. I look forward to getting to know her. So thank you. Okay, so now let's move into Nova. So for those of you, most of you know, the big online event happened last Saturday, and there it is. It's exciting. And it was really touching what the company put together in 4 hours, so much goodness. And what we've done is we brought on many of our leaders tonight to just share a few highlights from their heart about a different segment that was involved in Nova. And, people came away from it being very inspired, excited. Yes, it was the launch of X49 also, but David gave us so much richness of living a healthy lifestyle, and we're going to hear about that tonight. So what I want to do is turn things over. We're going to start out with Dr. Tom, and he's the perfect person to start out because David talked about his vision for 2022. And Dr. Tom, why don't you, there you are, your turn.
the first thing he said, well, you could see the grin on his face when he wrapped up his opening 10 minutes when he was talking about the 60% growth of the company in 21. And he hinted at expansion of services. You can just see the man is vibrant and emergent. And I wrote down on my notes, emergent and elegant. And he's out of the comfort zone is actually a perfect bridge, because he's talking about giving people their lives back, whatever it is that they want in their life, putting functionality back in their life, right? And so he's putting together these systems to do that, where we can handle those challenges. And I wanted to read a quote too, because I thought, it's hard, I suppose, to be in public and not address what's happening on the planet. So he was talking about the suppression of natural healers, the suppression of people who are carrying a positive message. And I thought it was very courageous of him to say, he says, if somebody suggests a solution that violates the laws of nature, then we should question the validity of that recommendation. It was brilliant. I replayed it several times. And nature is never in conflict with itself. When we turn to nature, we seek a higher truth. And he just walks his talk. The man walks his talk. He's a visionary scientist, of course, and I suppose anybody on the leading edge of what they do. And he's certainly at the, he's unmatchable in his world as the leading edge, having captured the holy grail of how to stimulate stem cells. And you just get a sense that the man knows where he's going, and he doesn't quite know what it looks like, but he's ready for it to be an emergent phenomenon as he continues to lead the team. It was just so, I was very moved by that.
Beautiful. That you said it so well. Nature never is in conflict with itself. And our products let the body do what the body's designed to do. The body will never hurt itself. That's why no one in 17 years has ever gotten hurt from these patches, because the body is doing the work. So that was beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful. Thank you, Dr. Tom. So now we're going to move into, Emily came on and she talked about the success we had in 2021 and presidential director. And by the way, Dr. Tom is a director and Judy Daniels a presidential director. And she's going to just share a few little tidbits about some highlights from 2021 that Emily shared. Come on, Judy.
There you are. Here I am. Thank you, Dr. Tom. Eloquent as always. I'm not sure how zeroed in I am on what Emily said, to tell you the truth, Robin. When I took all my notes, I didn't divide anything into sections. I came to the convention already jazzed in a way I don't remember it being for quite a while. So I was listening for certain bullet points that I could take away. And what I left with, just a few things I left with, were the two words momentum and mindset. Those two words, momentum and mindset. Dr. Tom, you referenced, the hyper growth Lifewave is going through. It's a 17-year-old company. Talk about solid foundation. And to be just hitting this momentum now, what was there, Robin? 1,000% increase in senior presidential directors last year. That is momentum. And when you get your organization just kind of settled and that momentum starts working, you understand exponential growth like you have never understood it before. And regarding the mindset, I took that from what David Schmidt said when he was talking about creating your fitness program. It applies to what we do in our business, because he was talking about being accountable, creating a plan and writing it down, and to have a time frame to create that level of pressure. And he talked about the mindset before he moved into his exercises, and the mindset at the beginning of every day is so important. And two other words, vision and mission. I am going to run with vision and mission. That was David Schmidt. I am not sure, Robin, if that anything was what Emily said, but this is what sprang out of my heart that I wanted to share with each and every one.
That's beautiful, Judy. That's what we want is your heart.
Okay, I
And
can
if-
bring that.
and you did a beautiful job. And yes, Emily did talk statistics, and she said, we had the best, sales month, the best sales day, the highest
Yes.
commissions ever paid, 70%, 60% growth last year of a 16 to 17-year-old company. Amazing. Thank you,
Yes.
Judy. That was wonderful. So that is a perfect lead in to our next director, Ann Morrow, who's going to talk about David's topic, commit to be fit. And he put a lot of time into this, and there's a real reason for that, because the patches do one thing, but we've got to do our work, and he gave us the plan. So Ann Morrow, you're on.
Thank you. I love this part because, as you know, I am a nurse nutritionist, so I really connected with what he was talking about, and I love his language. He's so powerful in his language. It's so positive, and he talked about eating for a plan that works for you. So it's important. He really outlined, a plan that has to be something that you're willing to do, but he gave us some wonderful tips. I mean, I love the whole start your day off with water. How important is that? Just have 8 ounces of water first thing in the morning. He was sharing that half a liter of water reduces the fat. You can get fat loss just by drinking the water first thing in the morning. I mean, I think that's a really great tip. Talked a lot about intermittent fasting. And that is something that I encourage my clients to do because we get such tremendous results with intermittent fasting. And I liked how he divided men and women and how very different we all are in our metabolism, and how men do very well. They can do 5 days a week. Women do better 3 times a week. And he talked about the 16-hour fast and 8 hours of eating. And what I really loved was how he talked about how fasting will increase your hormonal changes in the body and increase your human growth hormone, where eating will increase your insulin levels and increase fat. And I think it's an important thing to note that as we, if people are getting up in the morning and eating from the time they get up to the time they go to bed, that, that is not going to be healthful, right? It's not certainly going to be helpful at all. He then talked about exercise, and he got into exercise, and really the words he used were, if you're sore, for example, he talked about how important soreness is, that, to embrace it. Who wants to embrace soreness, right? Except that the way he talked about it was that when you embrace that soreness is important because you are going to build bigger and better muscles as a result of that soreness. He talked about prayer before his exercise. I loved his whole, I'm not going to read it tonight. You'll have to go listen to it, but he talked about how he prays before exercising, and that increases his ability to exercise, having the right mindset. We heard Judy talk about it. We heard Tom talk about it. He talks about mindset and our mental attitude, and that when you go and exercise and you enjoy every moment of that exercise, it totally it vitalizes you. And again, turns on your genes, and it will increase your longevity. So, I mean, there were a lot more tips, but those 2 really stuck in with me. And I want to share that one of our team members tonight on our 7 p.m. call, we had a team call, shared that their team embraced DEWS, DEWS, diet, exercise, water, and sleep, as their motto that they're going to use for their team meetings in their area. And I thought that was great. I wanted to share it with everybody.
Well, thank you, thank you, thank you. And yes, he is an embodiment of health and vitality. And so what a great teacher he is for all of us. And I'm going to listen to that. And I did put the link in our Facebook group with his whole plan. It is a separate link that I got from the Lifewave Business Builders page, and it is there on our Facebook page. So if you want the plan that he wrote out, there it is. Thank you, Anne. So now we're going to move on to learn a little bit about the doctor's perspective. We had Dr. Melinda and Dr. Caitlin Connor come on, and they've been with the company doing research behind the scenes, and they had some wonderful things to say. And there's some great research behind X39 and 49, and bringing on our very own director, Angela Steemack.
Hello, thank you. Well, I tell you what, I'm really excited about the patches and what they're doing, which is why I love covering this part. David said something that really caught my attention. It was like, what does the technology of the patches do? And what it does is it helps you get results that you normally won't get, which, wow, I mean, who doesn't want results that they normally wouldn't get? So talk about, so do a quick little overview about X39 and X49. X39 activates the stem cells through the whole body and through the GHK pathway. And X49 activates the satellite stem cells. And what does that do? Well, it really focuses on the muscle, the heart, the brain, and it mobilizes muscle tissue, which does it through a different pathway, AHK. So they are doing different things in the body that work together synergistically. And I was really impressed by the fact that in 1 week, they were able to measure increases in strength and stamina. 1 week, that's amazing. And the other thing that it does is it helps to build muscle, burn fat. Yay. I mean, that couldn't get any better than that. So the other thing I thought was really interesting with Dr. Melinda Connor and Dr. Caitlin Connor was the kind of studies they were doing. They were doing hormonal analysis, statistical analysis, say that fast, blood analysis, and 3D imaging. So they got very precise measurements in terms of muscle density, strength, and bone density, which is really exciting because you know exactly what you're getting. And the exciting thing is that they were looking at increases in 60 and 70-year-olds. When you're in your 60s and 70s, you don't gain muscle. It's very, very difficult to do that. And they found that the greatest increase in muscle was in the 60 and 70-year-olds. And in 8 weeks, muscle mass improved, and listen to this, 100% of the participants. Not 80, 90, 50, 60, 100%. Wow. So we know it works for everybody. Some little quick fast facts on the X39. Well, it produces changes in over 4,000 genes. It has a significant improvement in amino acids, helps to rebalance the gut. Wow, that's really important. Helps short-term memory. Love that. Helps with sleep and helps to lower blood pressure, all of which are really wonderful to have. But what about the X49? What kind of improvements did they see? Well, they were able to make measurements in terms of exercise. So with just the X49, and this is improvements over a 2-month period, sit-ups improved 70%, push-ups 81%, squats 47%, bicep curls 112%, grip strength 74%. But what about the synergy between the X39 and X49? Is there a synergy? Do you get more out of doing exercise if you're wearing both of them? And the answer is yes. So here's just a couple of quick things. When they were measuring on a bicycle, people riding bicycles, they found that they burned more calories, 72% with just the X49, 90% with the two of them. Top speeds on a bicycle, 22% improvement, with both of them together, 27%. And then distance, 57% with just the X49 and 65% with both of them together. So what you have is some very strong statistical analysis of improvements that people get, even if they're in their 60s, 70s, 80s. It really doesn't matter. And think about what the athletes will get. So back to you.
Oh, thank you. So it's incredible. I mean, they're great on their own, but the synergy together and the piece that you shared that literally touches me the most is that older people that have lost muscle strength can get it back. And I don't know about any of you, but if you've ever lost your strength, Um, and it's happened to me, and oh my gosh, it feels so good to be strong, and it's so empowering. And the fact that we can help people as they're in their 60s, 70s and beyond regain strength. Oh my gosh. So there is synergy with those two. How exciting. Okay, well, let's take it the next level with an athletic perspective. And we've got the science. Now we're going into the athletic perspective. And there's a beautiful story from a ballerina. And we're bringing on our very own coach, Clarissa, who's an extreme athlete that there was a time in her life very recently that she wasn't sure she'd make it to that next birthday. And I'm going to turn it over to you, Coach Clarissa. I don't want to spoil it.
Thank you so much, Robin. You know, I love the story of Ariana. She's very beautiful, professional dancer, a ballerina. I got 4 quick points from her story. So first, I love her open-mindedness when she tried our Lifewave patches. Being open-minded, it's basically originated from her dreams, passion, and as an athlete, she must maintain her health, form, physique, and energy. She's very responsible and committed ballerina, and yet accident happened in her life in November 2018. Her doctor said she won't be able to dance again. So, second, I love how she is documenting her healing journey, her health progress with our Lifeway patches. That's how I started too when I first fall in love with our patches. And prior to my encounter with Lifewave, I didn't pray for a brand new business. I was just praying for healing. God did not give me a brand new body. God did not give Ariana a brand new legs. But God gave us an opportunity to be well, an opportunity to experience our Lifeway patches. And on a daily basis, there are people who are like Ariana and me, who is just doing what we are passionate about. And if you know someone who's like us, that if we didn't try the patches, it's impossible for us to keep on going. And third, she was able to compete successfully in Switzerland. So opposite to what her doctor had said to her that she won't be able to dance again. So my doctor also stopped me from joining marathon too, but after 3 months on patches, I was able to finish 2 ultramarathon race again. 250 kilometers in 2 consecutive weeks. So I was able to join ultramarathon race again because of Lifeway patches. We all have huge opportunity here to help athletes around the world, just like what Ariana claimed. And fourth, she's so thankful to Lifewave for giving her career back. She said that, her career back. Well, for me, I have my life back. And I would like to quote from the Chinese proverb that if we received a gift of great value, it is our obligation to share this gift many times over. So thank you.
Ah,
Back to you, Robin.
that's so beautiful. So two amazing athletes that the future did not look very good. And now through Lifewave, they got hope for a great future. And for Coach Clarissa to be able to compete again, and for Ariana to be able to dance again when her doctor said she wouldn't be able to. How beautiful is that? So please do watch Ariana because it was amazing. All right, well, I'm going to talk a little bit about, we have a new senior director of global marketing. Her name is Dana Barter. Or it's Barber or Barter, and she talked about bringing things to market and the tools that we have, and she's only been with Lifewave 6 weeks, so she's brand new, but she's loving the patches. She is loving the performance bundle. Like, she's young and she is loving it. So she talked about how X39 and X40, well, X49 is now available in Canada, which is very exciting. And she talked about the prices. There's a special price for the bundle, $179.95. You can get it at $169.95 if it's on the monthly subscription. And because it's brand new in Canada, they have 3 months up through April. I wrote the date down somewhere, April 29th. They're going to to get that special bundle price that we had in the US. So we're so happy our Canadian neighbors like Clarissa get to order it directly. You can order it singly or you can order it in the bundle, and it is available for the monthly subscription, either singly or in the bundle. It is not available in a maintenance kit yet. You can order single X49 in a regular starter kit for people that are just getting started. And so she was all excited about the synergy and the price savings. And bottom line, we have tools available, and they're in the InTouch app, and they're also in the back office. There's a new sales sheet you can get in the back office that has, preferred customer, a retail customer, and distributor prices, and it's all in there in your back office under the resource section. But also we have videos coming soon, but there are several things on the Lifewave InTouch app. And I don't know about you guys, but I tried to send it to people and I was able to send something and then I couldn't. And I found out from VIP support today that when the InTouch gets overloaded with activity, it doesn't work so well. And it was on Saturday. So it's working just fine now for any of you. And at first the pricing wasn't right for monthly subscription. They fixed it right away. So very good news there. And there is an X49 presentation available in the back office and it'll be an InTouch also. So that was a little bit from Dana, not Meg. And now I want to move on to, they had several senior presidentials speak, which was really wonderful, from all over the world to share some wisdom on the business. So our presidential Connie Lucas is going to talk about a few highlights from Dr. Stacy on key networking principles. Over to you, Connie.
You got it. So Judy said something that really occurred to me is that Dr. Stacy talked about. She said that David said, have a plan, commit to it, and move forward. And this was exactly what Dr. Stacy's presentation was. She's a presidential director. She's a quantum integrative medicine doctor. And she talked about, this is worth going back and listening to again, because this is the meat and potatoes of what we do. This is the action step. And she talked about having a list. I mean, before your patches even arrive, you can get that list together. You can make a commitment of when you're going to do the business. Are you doing it for 30 minutes a day? Are you doing it how many, 10 hours a week? What do you have, right? And then she had to setting your goals and intentions. And she talked a little bit about 3-3-1, which were her daily action steps of 3 connections and reaching out, 3 follow-ups, and 1 invite to a Zoom. And I always had the first 2, but the invite to the Zoom was when I realized I didn't have in place. So that was great. And then she said 3, stay motivated. What are you doing to fill yourself up? And talked about our team meeting we had earlier tonight that we have once a week. And that's your team, the community, the calls on Friday to the wisdom, that's your fill you up so that we can go out and keep giving. And it's super, super important. So I would go back and watch her again. You can't get enough out of her. And then I'll be doing our live tomorrow morning before I head into my salon. And I think what I'm going to do is exactly what you talked about, Robin. What are those action steps that Stacy talked about, that you talked about with the InTouch, that now that we're excited, what are the action steps we're going to be able to do with some of the new tools we have?
Thank you, Connie. 3-3-1 and getting people to a Zoom, reaching out to 3 people, following up with 3 people, and getting someone to a meeting so they can, and we've got them available all over the place. Thank you so much, Connie, a woman of action. Well, now we're going to move on to Victoria Reed because she's been asking for scripts, and the company must have heard her because they had Bob and Amy, who are business partners, talk about the scripts they use to build their business. So over to you, Victoria.
This section probably was my favorite because I have been asking for scripts. I'm a systems person and I need to be able to take things and work them through step by step. And Lifewave is pretty much my first network marketing experience. So I don't have all of the systems in place. One of the things I found out when I first started was I was saying or typing the same things over and over and over again. And I said to myself, well, this is stupid. Let's make a script so that I can be much more productive. So when Bob and Amy came on, Bob and Amy, when they came on, I thought, oh, great, this is wonderful. And some of the things that they imparted was keep it simple, use the tools, don't reinvent the wheel. Well, we do have simple. We've got a simple idea backed with scientific information. It's proven. That's simple. That's an easy message to convey. And then they started talking about a particular script that they use, and the light bulb went on over my head because the phrase was, I finally found something. I finally found something. I found something that has helped me with my health. It's taken away my issues. And I think that it would work the same way for you. It was brilliant, absolutely brilliant. That phrase, that simple phrase, I finally found something. And then they talked about how to engage people after they would say, well, what have you found? And the response was, what do you know about stem cells? And then be quiet. Let the other person talk. And it was very important for people to understand that the conversation is about them, not about us. Keep it simple, give them the information they wanted, and give that enthusiasm of, I finally found something. That's it.
I love that you found it.
I could too.
And that's the beauty of a conference. It could be one line that could completely change your whole life. And that's the beauty. So thank you so much, Victoria. That was wonderful that you got what you've been asking for. And then finally, we have Barbara Lippincott. She's going to share something that really touched her. And it was about what was her name?
Juliana.
Juliana Coles. I'm sorry about that. Leading from the heart. So go for it, Barbara.
Leading from the heart, I tell you. I love it because Nova means a sudden burst of light, right? And in order to learn to lead from the heart, like Juliana was sharing, is we have to have light. And light's everything. But light comes in so many different forms. And one of them that I first thought of was wisdom. Now, at my age of almost 78, you'd think I had a lot of wisdom. But sometimes I wonder, when I need it most, I wonder, where is it? But hopefully it comes through for me. But like Victoria, I had that little light bulb moment when Juliana was talking, because I went from like a 50-watt bulb to one that was much, much brighter. And I know in my head that I could go even further than that. But it's in my head, and that's what I've got to trigger. And I'm sure everybody can kind of resonate with that. But the 4 things that I resonated with most that she mentioned pertaining to energy. The first one was vibrations. Vibrations are a frequency. And I know when I meet people or they meet me, vice versa, we all pick up on other people's frequencies, and you'll know whether you resonate with that person, whether you think, oh, I like her, or I'm not sure about her energy, or whatever. Those vibrational frequencies are important. So my question to everybody is, what is your frequency when you are sharing the patches?
Beautiful.
What are people picking up about you. And if you need some tips with that, be sure and listen to Anne's little points of wisdom this morning. The second thing was good vibes. Vibes are your feelings. If you know anything about the Hertz scale, and if you don't know, there is this wonderful book. We talked about that the other day. But the frequency of love has a 500 score, and fear is 100. So when you are speaking to those people, what frequency are you at? It's so easy to get into fear and say, oh no, I can't talk to them. I don't think they'd want it. Or, oh, I don't have the confidence. I'm going to screw it up, or whatever. It's up to you. So we need to change our thinking to get up to much higher than that and reach that 500 scale. The third thing was purpose. And supposedly we're all given a purpose when we're born, and we're supposed to discover what it is through our life. I personally feel like our purpose is to maybe become more like the light source that created us. But whatever it is, it's all about love. And that's what David talks a lot about. It's the love that we have for others, ourselves, what we do. We got to love what we do, or we shouldn't be doing it. And the last thing was the soul. And I had not heard this before, but Juliana said the soul is the eye of the heart. And the heart uses our feelings and our emotions and to make even our decisions. The brain doesn't do that for us. The heart is needed to experience everything in life, starting with those vibrations, the good vibes, and our purpose. So I'm hoping to fulfill my purpose with Lifewave, and I need everybody's support to do that. So thank you very much.
Oh, Barbara, that was so beautiful. And it's so, the fact that it touched you so deeply comes across in your vibration. And that's such a wonderful thing to think about. What vibration are we sending off to the world when we're connecting with people? Yes. And what a difference that makes. It's not always the words we say, it's what they're feeling from us, which is so beautiful. And I love that the company had a talk like that. It was just amazing. And I think it really touched a lot of people because it is a very high vibration company. And then and you guys were fabulous, every one of you, and you kept it so succinct, and I'm so proud of you, and I'm so thrilled to have each of you share tonight. And then we had a keynote speaker, Heather Monahan, who was there at the conference in Orlando, and I'm going to let you guys watch her talk. And bottom line, get on LinkedIn. There's no competition out there on LinkedIn, and it's a great way to build, but there's a lot of other wonderful things she talked about not having limitations. And then David finished it up with talking about successful people. And he said, the key with successful people is they know they can be something more than they are. And it doesn't matter where you start. And he shared this beautiful story of a woman that had never been to school and the journey she took learning English from her daughter who went to school, and what she ended up creating and building, and ultimately selling her business to Berkshire Hathaway and what happened from there. So it's really, we have to own it. We have to really do the work on ourselves. And David so beautifully embodies that we have to believe, that it is about belief. And we must have belief in ourselves that we can even be better. So that was Nova. And we're going to just quickly go through a few other things from our newsletter. And again, you guys were just off the charts amazing. And I hope everyone listening, if you didn't get to see all of Nova, it is available in our Facebook group. You're going to have to scroll down for a little bit. It's in two sections in our Facebook group. We caught it on Facebook Live. If you happen to miss it, it's all there and you can go back. And Jen Belt, God bless you, Jen. She actually time marked everything, and we're going to put that up in the Facebook group. So let's say you want to go hear Dr. Melinda, or you want to hear David's talk, or whatever it is, you can go right to it. So thank you, Jen, for that. Greg, you want to scroll down just a little bit and we'll go through the rest really quickly. Our Facebook live streamings are happening, and I'm just going to do the good to know while we're here, because the treasures on these, I've watched them all, and we're doing 3 a week, and you can find them now in the guides section under Facebook. The very last guide, we're putting all those treasures, and they're just a few minutes long. And again, like Victoria, one line can change your business and change your life. So you can find them there. And, you know, Angela, Connie, and Harris started off our week last week. It was our first week. Angela gave some foundation and tips and tools and training for everybody. And then Connie and Harris shared some wonderful things. Connie talked about how do you get a customer to take a look at being a distributor. And Harris talked about some keys to being successful in the business. So, and how to build the business. And this morning was amazing with some of the questions that we get right away, and how to, you know, overcome some of those challenges that we have. So great job. And then tomorrow night, we have Dr. Walt will be on our introductory call to Lifewave and X39. Dr. Walt's going to be going on a hiatus for a little while, so load up the call because people love Dr. Walt, and show him your appreciation, okay? Then on Wednesday, we have Lifewave Connect. You can get registered in the back office. It's only showing the morning, but it is on at 11 a.m. and 6 p.m. Pacific. And I know the marketing department's working on getting that changed. So you'll be able to see it. And then if you can't make the morning one, or you didn't get the link for the evening one, you can always watch it on the Facebook Live with Lifewave Business Builders on that Facebook page. You can see it at your own convenience. So that's Lifewave Connect. Then moving on, Thursday morning, we do our 30 minutes of business training. So we'll probably, who knows what we're going to do. We figure that out on Wednesday with our leadership call. So we'll see what's going to happen then. And then we had 30 minutes of wisdom on Friday with Judy's friend, Anna Celestino. And she talked about igniting change, and she gave a whole new perspective on change than I've ever heard, and people loved it. And I talked to someone today, someone on our morning call said, I ordered the book right away. It came, I read it immediately, and it was fabulous. So, and she made several offerings, and you can click and find them. I think this tolerations worksheet, that was a whole new perspective for me to look at what are we tolerating in our life. Interesting perspective on that one. And you can order her book, and then she has a special self-study program that she normally charges. Actually, it's $197. I changed it, but I didn't change it. So it should be $197, and you can get that for it's actually $97 until February 14th. And it's a self-study program that's loaded. If you click on the link, you'll see all these different things that are involved in that. And then finally, I think we're getting down near the end here. There we are again. We were on Lifewave Connect a few weeks ago and offered a getting started training, and Gregory and I watched it, and we actually really liked it. So that was pretty cool. I think it'll be a great thing for people just getting started. It is generic, and it's 30 minutes, and it can really give people a great foundation of getting started. And the PDF is there available also. And I did talk about, we have our spin. We got to finish up with our spin. Let me get it ready. I've been so excited about everything else. I have the spin on my phone ready to share with you. So when you share your stories, and as we know, stories are the lifeblood of our business. And when you share your stories, you're inspiring other people to think about their friends and family that might benefit from what we have here at Lifewave. And so we, if you share your story, what happens is you qualify to be on the spin, and the spin, whoever wins the spin that shares a story in vibrant living during the week is going to get a network marketing book to help your business. So are you ready for the spin? Drum roll. Oh, Gregory, I think we need to, you can't see the spin on, well, yeah, maybe you did. So our winner of the story contest is Helen Weldon. And oh my gosh, she shared a really fun story. She's working with the University of South Florida, and she had some fun experiences there. You'll want to go see that. So Helen, we're going to send you a book. Congratulations on that. And then I think we're just about done, aren't we, Gregory? Yep, everything else is a review, and we are complete, and we did it in record time with all of those sharings. You guys were total champions this evening, and thank you all for sticking in there. It was a little longer call than usual, but it was an important call doing a highlights from Nova. So much is going on with the company, and it keeps getting better. It just keeps getting better. We are in the right place at the right time with a company that is going through hypergrowth. And congratulations to each and every one of you for being here with us. And thank you so much for taking the time to be here tonight. Thank you for all our speakers. And thank you, Gregory, for your amazing tech support. I think we did it. Okay, I think this will complete our call. Oh, we had someone in Q&A. For distributors not on Facebook, is there another way to get recordings of Nova? Jennifer, yes, I think we'll be able to help you with that one. So reach out to me directly, okay? Great. Thanks, everyone. Bye-bye.